Hello friends, Regina Breach here, and today I want to talk about emotions. This video is for my emotional repressors out there. You know who you are. You are my people. So I want to talk today about why feelings can feel so scary. I want to talk about why we repress them. I want to talk about where they came from. And I want to talk about how to successfully process and release them so that you can get in touch with the beautiful, unending joy that is your true nature underneath all of it that is stuck, okay? So, when we were little kids, situations happened that felt out of our control. Situations happened to us when we were children, and we put in survival mechanisms to survive those certain instances. Didn't have to be a severely traumatic experience, just living life as a child. Maybe you were shushed a lot as a child, and so you put in place this way of being, of staying quiet, staying small, feeling insignificant. If there was any sense of feeling out of control in your household as a kid, no matter how amazing your parents were or your family was, life is still life and can feel intense. And so as a child, if all of your needs aren't met, you can feel out of control and that you are the one who needs to then put in place this mechanism to make sure everything's okay, make sure you're okay and everything else is okay, and that life, nothing scary happens, right? Your 6-year-old brain is putting this into play as these situations are unfolding. Maybe you were invalidated a lot as a child, right? So you, again, grow up feeling like what you have to say is not worth words. So we put these things in place. And when we put these things in place, it feels like death to us. So our little 6-year-old, 5-year-old, 7-year-old brain feels like it's going to die if it doesn't start acting this way or putting this survival mechanism in place. Fast forward into adulthood, in sets the dysfunction of life, the suffering, the dysfunctional relationships, because guess what? That little 6-year-old's brain who put that thing who put that survival mechanism in place is still running the show. And so emotions come up. Emotions like fear, shame, guilt, sadness, they come up so that these pieces of us can be healed. But what have we been taught about emotions? They're scary. They are going to last forever. If you feel them, if you feel them, you're going to be weak. And we know what society feels about weak people. So what do? We repress them. We push them away. We push them down. We make sure that we don't feel them so that we can remain successful, which is actually the complete opposite of what ends up happening. So you reach a threshold. You reach a point where you realize this suppression of emotion, this way of living, this way of reacting, this way of being is not who I want to be. I don't want to live like this anymore. I want to feel good. I want to feel happy in my relationships. I want to feel comfortable within my own body. And we can't when we continue to repress what comes up to be healed. So I'm going to offer a couple ways to actually allow these scary feelings to move through you and show you what's on the other side. So when you are in a situation of controlling everything in your life, and you recognize that it's not working for you anymore, and maybe you need to ask for help, or you're the one that does it all. But asking for help literally feels like death because it is the energy of that little 6-year-old that put that into place in the beginning. So you're literally having a feeling of death in your body. If I do this, I'm going to die. Now that we're older, we can recognize that is not the truth. We know that's not the truth. So the feeling comes, the fear, the panic, whatever it is in your body, and you're just going to welcome it. I know it doesn't feel good, but you must welcome it. Okay, I feel this feeling. I recognize it. I know what I've done in the past isn't working, so I'm going to welcome it now. And when you can welcome it, there's a softening for the most part. There's a softening. And one of my beautiful teachers, Layla Martin, talks about emotions as sensations. So it's just a sensation in your body. So if you check into the fear, or you check into the shame, or you check into the sadness, you can feel it in your body. It shows up as a sensation. Even before I do these videos, I can feel a bit of, if you want to call it, fear in my body. Okay, my heart's racing. I can feel my heart racing. My chest feels a little tight. My tummy feels a little tight as well. Okay, so I'm just going to touch those areas of my body, and I'm just going to breathe. And I'm just focusing on it. I'm letting go of any story of what it is or why it's there or this and that, right? Most likely it's there because when I was a child, I got made fun of when I showed up, when I raised my hand to speak, right? So it's that same little tiny story playing itself out. And every time I do a video, I get to heal it. Or every time I talk in front of people, I get to heal it. So I feel it. I don't send it away. I just let it be there. Yep, I can sense it. I can feel it. And as I comfort myself and as I put my hands on my body, it begins to soften and it begins to leave. And I can move forward doing what it was that I was doing, creating a video. When you have to have a difficult conversation with somebody, maybe you need to ask for help, or maybe you just need to communicate how you are feeling, and you've never been able to do that before, bam, the moments the sensations come into your body feels hijacked. Your chest tightens, your throat closes up, all of these things happen, right? Can you just welcome it and tap into the sensation? Oh, here's this familiar feeling again. I'm just going to breathe through it. I'm going to tell myself, I'm going to tell that little part of me, that little inner child, that it's okay. We're no longer 6. We're an adult now, and we can do this. Breathe, relax, open, comfort, touch your body if you need to. Let it be there. Recognize that it's just a sensation and that you are not going to die from this sensation. You are not going to die from feeling this feeling. And the way for it to transcend is to truly welcome it into your body. And as you welcome, and as you allow, and as you refrain from resisting, it's going to move through you, it's going to pass through you, and that a piece of that part of you will be healed. Life will continue to bring you situations where you get to practice this. Thank you, life. Yay for growth. Where you get to actually release the feeling in the moment and move through with having the difficult conversation. And every time you do this, it's a win. Every time you have the difficult conversation, you recognize, oh my God, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I feel so much different. I feel so much lighter. Every time you feel that sensation in your body and reach out for help and are vulnerable and let someone know that you can't do it all on your own, something is healed. A piece of you is healed. And as these little pieces of you heal, as you continue to move forward in every situation, that freedom that you are underneath begins to come through more and more and more, because there is an end to it. It might take a long time to get to the end, but there's pieces of you that are releasing as you go. So you get to feel more of this immense joy of what you are underneath all of it. So remember that when you're feeling a deep emotion, it's probably triggered from some childhood experience. You don't need to know what it was. All you need to do is welcome it. Say, hello, old friend. I feel you. I see you. You're welcome here. I'm going to allow you. Check into the sensation. Let it be there. Cry if you need to cry. Rage if you need to rage. Do the thing that feels uncomfortable, and it will get healed bit by bit by bit. I'm wishing you a beautiful, beautiful week. Utilize this week to check in with yourself. When you feel an emotion, do not resist, allow. Do not resist, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's all welcome here. The path to freedom, my friends. I love you all so much. I will see you soon.